folks. Welcome to day 6 of Living Happily with Lori / Reading with Lori. Today we are going back to the Green Book of The Joy of Christmas. I hope that you guys are all doing well tonight. And tonight we are sitting in front of, my my other tree, which is in the kitchen. We're gonna hop right into it tonight, and we are on story 7 of this green book. This one is called Table for 8. Underneath, the little blurb says, "Friends are family you choose for yourself." And that's by author unknown. What do you do on Christmas when your family is far away? My husband and I didn't have any family nearby, so the holidays always made me feel a little lonely. Then one year I had a thought, let's throw a party. We had friends who weren't going to see their families either, so why not fix a meal and create a new tradition? I could already picture the meal. A traditional menu of turkey filled with cornbread stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and all the fixings, just like my aunt used to make. It probably wouldn't be as delicious as my aunt's cooking, but I sure would give it a try. My husband loved the idea. We got excited. We made a list: turkey, potatoes, yams, pumpkin pie, and appetizers too. Nothing was too good for our adopted holiday family. It would be a night of good food, old and new friends, and most important, new traditions. Hesitantly, we invited friends. We knew the holidays brought out mixed emotions in people. Our list grew larger. 2, 3, eventually we had a party of 8 people. We wondered if we'd be able to fit everyone at our tiny dining room. Did we even have enough plates? In our enthusiasm, we hadn't thought of that. Who cares? My husband proclaimed. That'll be part of the memory. Christmas quickly arrived. We got busy cooking, decorating. Before long, we were no longer pretending to be happy about the holidays. We actually were happy. In our excitement, we had prepared virtual feast compared to our normal dinner of top romaine or tuna melts. The smell of turkey wafted from the oven as we nibbled on deviled eggs and waited for our guests to arrive. Let's hope they all come hungry. Actually, let's hope they all come at all. It was already 10 minutes after their scheduled arrival time, and no one had shown up. As the first guest arrived, we let out a huge sigh of relief. She wasn't even expected, as she had planned to fly home. Is it still okay if I come? I thought I'd be at my parents' place. We welcomed her in. Soon our cramped apartment became cozy with people. Friends introduced themselves to each other, former strangers united for a day. Laughter and love filled our home. Thankfully, everyone showed up. The only one dissatisfied with the arrangement was our cat, a noted loner. He made a beeline to his favorite spot in the bedroom and wanted no part of anything. Even a smidgen of turkey didn't lure him out. We joked that we needed a Scrooge for Christmas, and this year it was him. We'd make sure to give him extra attention once everyone went home. And catnip. After all, it was Christmas, and he deserved a treat too. After a prayer was said and plates were filled, we went around the table sharing our favorite Christmas memories and something we felt was blessing in our lives. A Christmas that had been dreading had become a day to bond, break bread, and share experiences. Throughout the years, my Christmas guest list has changed, but the one thing that hasn't changed is the magic of Christmas. I'm glad I listened to that unexpected voice and that I reached out to friends that December. I'm even more thankful that they responded and took the time to share the day with us. It was a Christmas blessing indeed. By Joanna Dillon. What did you think of that one? That's pretty cool. So we are moving on to story 2, and it is called Mom's Secret Mission. It says, when I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I am old, I admire kind people. Uh-oh, it's one of these names again. Abraham Joshua Heschel. Oh, that wasn't so bad. My mother grabbed her car keys and said, "Be back in a few hours." "Where are you going?" I asked, puzzled that she'd be leaving on the busiest day of the year, Christmas Eve. "There's an errand or two that I forgot to do. Be back soon," she said, and she scurried out the back door. Since we had company coming for Christmas dinner the next day, there were still things to do. I asked my dad if my mom had left us a to-do list, and he said no. We both knew that something was up. "Maybe she forgot to get someone a gift," he said. "You know how she despises going out on Christmas Eve," I reminded him. Mom had never failed to start her shopping in August and was finished with her list by Thanksgiving. Her temporary absence was indeed a mystery. She was back at the house a few hours later, just as she had promised, and I asked if she got her errands done. "Yes," was all that she would say, and I didn't feel like pressing. Maybe she had gone out to get that telescope that I wanted. The next year, my mother disappeared again during the day on Christmas Eve. She continued to do so every year for the rest of her life. We didn't question it anymore. The year she passed away, I got a sweet letter from a man named Robert, who wanted me to know what my mother had done for him and his whole family for the last 7 years. And the story he wrote, the letter he wrote, was, "Dear Johnny, I just wanted you to know how much my family and I appreciate what your mother has done for us all these years. Every year on Christmas Eve day, your mom comes to my house dressed like Mrs. Claus and gives my kids a Christmas that we can't afford to give them. She has given them shoes, shirts, jeans, toys, and candy. I know your heart is heavy and that you are missing Miss Sue. We do too. We loved her and just wanted you to know what she has done for us. Love, Robert and Nellie and the kids." That note was the best gift that I ever received from anyone. Better even than that silly old telescope. By John Dorrow. Now that was really sweet. Some of these are a choker upper. For the last one, this one is called "The Year Elmo Saved Our Christmas." The caption below says, "In about the same degree as you are helpful, you will be happy." By Carl Reland. Bridget was shining light in our lives, and it was a shock when she died at the age of 6 a few days before Christmas in 1993. She was born with spina bifida, and despite her grim prognosis, she was a courageous, funny, and loving little girl. She taught everyone who met her that life can be happy no matter what kinds of challenges it hands you. Every year after that, I faced the holidays with some dread, but I didn't want to disappoint my other children despite the emptiness in my heart. So I started shopping nice and early, and one August day in 1996, I came across an adorable Elmo doll that laughed when it was tickled. Tickle Me Elmo hadn't become the phenomenon yet that it would turn out to be. That Christmases must have gift. There were plenty of them in the store, so I bought it, paying about $20. I wasn't sure which kid it was for. Months later, I was watching the news with my teenage son Matt when a story came on about Tickle Me Elmo and the lengths people were going to get one. I commented to my son, "I have one of those." He was quite surprised and excited, and explaining he would get 500 or more for it on the street. I said, "No, it's Christmas. That's not right." He thought I was crazy, and then we both forgot all about it. On the morning of December 21st, the third anniversary of Bridget's death, I wasn't sure how I was going to get through the day. I knew I would replay the horrible night in my mind, her struggle to breathe, the ambulance, the hospital, and telling her brothers and sisters she was gone. The other children were the only reason I got out of bed that day. As I sat drinking my coffee, my son Matt came home from the repair shop where he had taken the TV to be fixed. He said, "Hey Mom, do you still have that Tickle Me Elmo doll?" He explained that the woman who owned the repair shop was asking everyone if they knew where she could get one. It was the only thing her 4-year-old granddaughter wanted for Christmas, and she was certain that Santa would bring her one. The woman had been trying everything to find one for Santa to deliver, from checking newspaper ads to entering raffles with no success. I turned to Matt and said, "Let's go for a ride." I walked into the repair shop with Elmo in my arms and tears in my eyes. When the woman saw me, she jumped up and down, crying, "Thank you. How much do I owe you? What do you want for it? Thank you so much." I told her I didn't want anything but to make a little girl happy. I explained about Bridget and what joy it gave me to make a Christmas dream come true for another little girl. Although the rest of the day was a struggle, I kept thinking about the joy on that grandmother's face. Santa was going to come through for her granddaughter, and it was a joy for me to be the reason that it happened. By Maggie Whelan. Well, there you go. We did 3. And so, what did you think of those 3 stories? Those were choker-uppers for me. Each one of them got me in a different way. Maybe it's my mood, maybe it's because Christmas is just around the corner. What is it? 20 days. It would be actually 21 because I'm recording this the night before. But anyway, yeah. And it's getting pretty close. Anyway, I am going to leave you with that, and I hope that you enjoyed tonight's video. And always allow your spirit to be the warrior within. Always be yourself, and always have fun. Have a great night.